Hi everybody, this is Kevin and welcome back to another anime review. And today I'll be sharing my thoughts on episode 12 of Digimon Ghost Game, which was a whole lot of fun. I really enjoyed this one, a lot of laughs throughout. And the best team, Kiyoshiro and Jellymon Sama, shine yet again. And I gotta say, like, Kiyoshiro, he's the man. I know Hiro's the main character. And, Rolly's, she's there, but Kiyoshiro has had the most standout moments, in my opinion. And just the whole dynamic of him and his partner, Digimon Jellymon, have been great. So, anyway, it starts out like any other episode with the NPC-type characters, interacting with the villainous Digimon. And it turns out, it's almost homage to the first Digimon movie with the chain emails going around. And, this one NPC-type character gets an email that says something along the lines, if you don't send this to 20 people, you'll have misfortune or die in your sleep or something like that. We all used to get those chain emails or send them as a joke back in the day. And, I wonder now, like, aren't most people's emails, don't they filter that to the junk section? I mean, I know mine does. I just get, like, the spam emails from, you shop on one website and you get those emails forever through the end of time. And then, of course, like, if you order something, you get the shipping number. That's pretty much what I use my email for. But anyway, the guy deletes it, and the villainous Digimon for this episode, Zasumon, appears. And it's like this green radish-type Digimon, which I'll show you in a minute with all my screenshots and whatnot. But, it's pretty funny. And then what happens is Kiyoshiro is back in his room, in his dorm, playing that VR game from a few episodes ago. And he gets an email, and him being the superstitious scaredy cat sends it, and all the Zasumon show up, and what happens is Jellymon is afraid of him because of an experience she must have had with them in the past in the digital world, and she's like, oh, they grow to be this big, puts her arm out like that, and they do later on, but, she runs away, she transforms, in this world, there's all these different forms for the hologram ghost. You can be invisible, you can be like the translucent form and phase through walls, and of course you can manifest as a Digimon. But she turns into the hologram ghost and phases through the walls to go to Hiro's room, and then like a few seconds later you hear the banging on the door from Kiyoshiro, like, let me in, why'd you abandon me, Jellymon Sama? And so then Hiro gets an email, and he deletes it, but, the Zasumon show up again, and you got the funny scene, like, they all have their reoccurring catchphrases, too. You have Gaomon, who, is like, I'm getting bad vibes, and he starts stomping on Hiro's phone. You have the whole dynamic of Jellymon calling, Kiyoshiro darling, and then him returning calling her Jellymon Sama. You have Gaomon with the champion, or the chocolate that he likes to eat, and there's all these cool little running gags throughout the series, but, they try to fight, it's really not too much. And, they escape and make their way to meet Professor Bokumon to get his insight as to what's going on. And basically he gives them the whole rundown and how, they need to consume water. So if you can get them to a place, isolate them from the other people and fight them near water, you can do well. And then they have their big battle at the end, and all sorts of fun stuff happens. So I'm going to show you the little screenshots I have and, the Wikimon articles, and so I can show you what Zasumon looks like. And the good thing about this one is it is a champion level, so early on it was weird because they kept going up against the alternate level Digimon, which, is a step above what we've seen so far from, the Digimon and their the Tamers and their Digimon. But yeah, here's Zasumon. He's been in pretty much all the series, I believe. Yeah, there he is in Adventure. Yeah, there's the poop, the slime one, right? And then Ghost Game, so yeah, and I'll get to what happens at the end here with the leader of the Zasumon. You see, he's the leader of the Cane. Well, we shouldn't get to that quite yet, but yeah, basically the VR headset, they all appear really small, and they start wreaking havoc, and Jellymon's like, I'm not going to help you, because, I see what these guys can do, and I'm not messing with them. And there they all are attacking, Gaomon, Jellymon being a little scaredy cat. And yeah, they make their way to Professor Bokumon, and Gaomon has like 10 of these boxes of champion, and he just starts eating them all. It's like, you're gonna get sick, dude. And there's a moment later where he has almost like a sugar rush, where he's beating up all the Zasumon, but then he crashes. And his motivation, because they're all talking about, oh, it's gonna be the end of the world. He's like, oh, if it's the end of the world, it'll be the end of the champions. I need to fight for my champion. So it's just some crazy stuff, and here they all are. Like, they get bigger and bigger. Like, the more water they grow from drinking water. So the more water they drink, they grow bigger. And as they're getting attacked, they to heal themselves, they all like combine together. And they're going after Jellymon in particular because, well, she's a jellyfish, can hold water, I suppose. And at a certain point, she's like, "Oh, I have the perfect plan, darling. So let's go." And she makes this cute face like that. And I love this. I'm gonna make this the thumbnail. This pose is just so awesome because Kiyoshiro, like I said, he's a bit of like a goody two shoes and a scaredy cat in certain situations. But here he really stood his ground and was like, "All right, let's do it." And even a few episodes ago, when he was going into the VR world, he was very determined, and he's very determined here. And I just love it, man. I love his outfit, dude, with the scarf, and he's got like this tattered sweatshirt on, and of course his hand. What the hell is going on with his hand here? Oh, it was fantastic. And when she Digivolves to Tesla Jellymon, she says, "Look, I'm super cute, right, darling?" And look at how he's looking at her. Like, oh, yeah, she's super cute. And I gotta warn you guys, like, searching, because when I use 4chan and Twitter to search for these images here, and searching on Twitter, there's already not safe for work drawings of Jellymon. So just fair warning to you all, because I didn't need to see that, I'll tell you that much. But, Tesla Jellymon's doing well. And it's really not enough, so we get the third Digivolution of Gamamon. We've seen Battle Gamamon and Chaos Gamamon. So now there's Wezen Gamamon, which, we've been spoiled in the opening. And essentially he's like this giant rhinoceros type thing with, his horns are guns. It's like, whoa. So, it's cool and all, but why the hell hasn't Angoramon Digivolved? I mean, Angoramon should have Digivolved in the last episode because that was sort of centered around him and Roly. And, we get the third Digivolution of this one, which, I'm not complaining about Tesla Jellymon still Digivolving and getting her shine because, like I said, Kiyoshiro, he's got to be the best part of the series so far. I love his antics just because, like, he is a little scaredy cat, but then he does step up in pretty much every instance, so I do appreciate that. And also throughout the episode, the NPC characters were doing well in their battles. Like you had, because the what the hell are these guys called again? I got their names messed up already. The Zasumon, right? They were wreaking havoc with all the NPC type characters, and there's this one dude hitting with a bat. And then Roly was actually out to lunch or something with her two girlfriends, and they were beating off their purses. I thought that scene was great. So I was legitimately laughing my ass off with this episode. I thought it was great. It's really enjoyable. The only thing I will continue to say is that it is episodic, and I can't ever see myself rewatching this series or ever binge watching it just because just watching the episode week to week is fun and all, but it gets really repetitive, especially if you were to watch like 2 or 3 in a row, I would feel. So, it's cool to watch once a week. And yeah, so this guy, like I mentioned earlier, he's like the elder, and he made copies of himself, and then, he's like, "Oh, we'll leave, and we'll leave you in peace." But then as he's leaving, he has like this weird face he makes, and his eye like grins a little, it squints a little, and he's like, "Oh, I'll leave you children alone, but I'll be back," so who knows, maybe they'll all come back. I'm not really too sure, but overall, I still enjoy the series. I think if you're a Digimon fan, you'll like it. You'll enjoy the Easter eggs. And also, like, getting that image of Wezen Gamamon, I was talking about this earlier, last week in my last review, and I might as well just show you guys, because I was asking about the black silhouette Digimon at the end of the opening, and, I just spoil myself. Go to the Wikimon page, and I'm curious, because they're already telling you all the Digivolutions, but you have Gullus Gamamon, and that's what it is. It's like a dark form of Gamamon, which we'll see at some point. So that's probably going to be a story point later on in the series where Gamamon goes like bad, right? Because look at him, he looks evil. He goes bad, and then Jellymon and Angoramon are gonna have to stop him. That's what I think. Plus, you see with his type here, I mean that's still the that's champion, but he's virus. So I wonder what the others are. Because Angoramon, he's virus too. So okay, I guess that makes sense. So yeah, overall, I really enjoy it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Digimon Ghost Game is skipping next week for New Year's, I guess. I'm surprised they didn't skip this week for Christmas, but it's kind of weird because it does air in Japan on Saturdays or late Saturday night, and I guess early Sunday for us. So, I don't know what they would have done because, you had Christmas this Saturday and then New Year's next Saturday, so I guess they decided to skip New Year's. But they do have another episode releasing on the 9th, I believe. So or the 8th, whatever the following week. So I will be reviewing that. But otherwise, I have all sorts of other anime reviews. Next week, my review of Neon Genesis Evangelion, and then eventually the movies, all the Rebuild movies. So look forward to that. Thank you all for watching. Have a great day, and leave some comments down below.